Hello everyone! If you're a regular swimmer, it can be so disappointing when you're not able to get into the water due to pool closings, injuries, or other circumstances. However, there are still things that you can do in the meantime so that you're ready to get back in the water once you have the opportunity. If you're not able to swim, it can be a great time to look through all your swim equipment and make sure that all your gear is in proper working order. We're going to start by looking at your swimsuits. Go ahead and pull your suits out and give them a quick look over. Do they have any significant places where they appear worn? Are there any tears in them, or is there any elastic that is not as stretchy as it used to be? Take this opportunity to go ahead and toss any old or worn suits. If you swim more than once a week, I highly recommend having 2 to 3 suits that you can rotate through in order to minimize the wear and tear that they receive if you're swimming on a regular basis. Goggles are another item of swimming gear that I highly recommend taking a look over at this time. Go ahead and get your goggles out. Take a look at them. Look at the lenses and their straps. Do they look like they're in overall good working condition? Especially if you have goggles that use latex straps, take a look at the straps and make sure that there's no significant wear or tear, as these tend to break down a little faster than the goggles that use silicone straps. After checking over the straps, look at the gaskets of your goggles. Are they in good working condition? Are there any significant tears? Or do you find any places where the gasket is beginning to break down? This is a sign that your goggle is wearing out and that it's time to replace them. Finally, take a look at the lenses of your goggles. If they have coating, make sure that the coating is still in good condition and doesn't have any significant flakes. And go ahead and check the lenses to make sure that there's no significant scratches on them that's going to hinder your vision. And this is especially important if you use these goggles for open water swimming, as this can really mess up your sighting. And it's important to have goggles that are very clear and that you can easily see through without having any significant scratches or wear and tear on the lenses themselves. In addition to looking over your goggles and making sure that they're in good working condition, go ahead and take this time also to gently wash them using some dish soap. And if you use anti-fog spray, now is a great opportunity to go ahead and apply that after you give your goggles a good wash. Next, we're going to take a look at our swim caps. Go ahead and pull all your caps out and take a look at them. If you're someone who races open water or triathlons frequently, you're probably going to have a lot of these caps, as each event will give out their own in order to clearly mark the waves of swimmers in the event. If you have a lot of race caps that have piled up over the years, go ahead and take this time to toss any of them that you don't use regularly. If you have some sentimental attachment to your caps, I also recommend taking a photo of them so that even though they're not piling up in your closet, you'll still have the memory of the race and of the cap that you wore in that race. As you're going through your swim caps, go ahead and take this time to find any that may be sticky from extended use. For example, I have this one here that I've used pretty frequently, and you can see here that it's really sticky on the inside and it's hard for me to open up. For example, here's a cap I don't use very often, and you'll see here it opens very easily. You can see all the way into the cap very easily. So with the sticky cap, what we're going to do, since we have the time right now, is we're going to go ahead and put some powder on it to prevent the sticking in the future. You can use either cornstarch or baby powder for this, and you want to place this on a plate. Go ahead, turn your cap inside out, and if it's very sticky, this is probably going to take some time. Once you have your cap inside out, lay it down into the powder and slowly cover it using your hands with the powder. After that, you're going to want to shake it off a little bit, get any excess powder off, then turn it inside out. You might get a little bit of powder on your hair the first time you use this cap again. However, over time you'll notice that the sticking goes away and that this is going to give a lot of extra life to your caps that have started to deteriorate and get into the sticky state. Finally, if you swim open water regularly, now is a great opportunity to pull your open water gear out and check to make sure it's in proper working condition for the upcoming open water season. If you use a swim buoy when you swim open water, go ahead and pull it out and make sure that it's in good working condition. Make sure that the valves are working properly and that it's holding air so that it will be properly seen when you're using it in open water. Make sure that your tether is still in good working condition and that there's no problems with any of the snaps on the equipment. If you swim with a wetsuit in open water, now is a great time to pull your wetsuit out and also check that it's in good working condition. Make sure that there's no major holes in the neoprene and that all your zippers and snaps on your wetsuit are working properly. In addition to taking this time to check your swimming gear, I highly recommend taking this time to do some reading and research on swimming itself. Maybe learn some new drills that you can use when you get back in the pool, write some new workouts to try when you get back in, and find new ways to improve upon your swimming strength and to be ready once the pools reopen. Finally, I recommend taking this time away from the pool to continue to build upon your foundational strength and stability for swimming. If you have any weaknesses that you know about in the pool, take this time to address those weaknesses. I highly recommend using dry land workouts to continue to build your overall strength. And if you don't regularly try other sports, such as running, cycling, rock climbing, or more, now is a great opportunity to take your free time to work on these new sports. While it's always difficult to be away from the pool for an extended period of time, take these steps now so that you'll be able to dive right back into swimming when the opportunity comes your way. Thank you for joining me today.